Hi everyone, it's Tracy. Welcome back to my channel. This is the second page that I'm making from my For the Love of Homemade kit that I made. I'm following along with the Crafty Maven Facebook group. And a couple videos back, I show you everything that I put in the kit. Now, the kit is very slim, and I'm hoping I can get 4 pages out of it. I'm going to really challenge myself. I usually use a lot of embellishments. I didn't pick a lot out, but what I've done with this page is I made a shaker, not a card and not even an element. It is part of the layout itself. So I'm using these photos. So this was for a challenge that I had. I was in the Secret Not Secret Kit Club that we had a crop last weekend, and there were several challenges. And so the challenge for this one was to make a page using grid with a twist, and you can choose whatever your twist could be. So I chose to do the shaker element in it. And I absolutely love this stripe paper. And so this is going to be the second time I've used this paper, and this is the last time. And of course, as you can see that I've used the script and this paper, I don't know if you can read it, but it has the days of the week on it. At first, I thought I was going to use some gesso on it and kind of white it out, but then I chose just to leave it as it is. So I wanted to make the shaker element the same size as the photo. So I just traced around it with a pencil and getting my cutting mat out. And I have learned use a metal edge to when you're going to use your little X-Acto knife. So I have one of those. Oh gosh, I don't even know where it's from. Let me see if I can tell. I think it's a Fisker because it's orange, like a Fisker element. And it's the kind that you use with your fingers. And so I just place the metal edge and then I just go along the metal edge and I can see exactly where to cut, or at least I think I do. I mess up in one little area and I have to kind of fix it on the back. But you know what? It's going to be our little secret because you can't even tell. You can't even tell, believe me. So when I put the tape on the back, right here. Yeah, one little sliver kinda got a little, wonky there. So I was able to fix it, able to save it, and so now it's still this nice crisp rectangle. And, of course, erasing my pencil lines, a must, because I'm not gonna do anything over the top of it. I'm not gonna add anything over the top. So I wanna make sure it's all nice and clean. So what I've done here is this acetate is just part of packaging. It was probably some stickers, some puffy sticker. I don't know exactly what it was, but I saved it and I had been using it for mixed media, but I really don't like using that. That is not me. I don't feel comfortable using this acetate in the mixed media. Anyway, that's just me. But I was able to use it for this shaker element. Now, when you do a shaker element, you got to have some height to, between the top and the bottom layer. So I have this foam tape, and this is kind of, I guess, an expensive way to go because this foam tape is it's a little pricey. It's more expensive than the foam sheets, but it's much thicker than the foam sheets and it's more dense. And I prefer it. I tried the foam sheets. I don't like those. I guess I'm pretty picky about that. So I knew that one layer of this foam wasn't going to be enough. So I did two. I only did two. So I wanted to make sure, I just didn't want to do the whole thing, but I tried to put it so that there weren't a lot of sunken areas, you know, in in this in this top section so that, when it's in the um oh gosh, when it's in the album, it's not going to be all saggy. So, I've just placed it there. Nothing's glued down yet. The only thing that I have actually glued down, I guess, is the acetate. And, here I go once again. My complaint about those acrylic elements is how thick they are. But it works perfect for this shaker element because I had it that double height. There is plenty of room for that little house. So it's this blue house. It has a heart cut out of it. And it is perfect. And I choose to use some sequins. Now, the sequins that I'm using, now the first little part, these are little stars, and I kind of pick through some primary colors and of the stars, and then I choose what colors? I have a blue and a red and an orange and green. And those I got, except for the stars. The stars, I believe I got those in a kit. But the rest of the colors I got from Pretty Pink Posh. I didn't want to use my ones from Spiegel Mom Scraps because I consider those gold and I want to save those for my pages. So I don't want to use those in my shaker element. And besides, I didn't have any primary colors in those my sequins that I have from Spiegel Mom Scraps. All right. So I've got it somewhat full. As I'm looking at it now, it's probably between a third and a half full at the bottom, which is fine. I don't want it completely full. And the easiest way to do this, in my opinion, is when you turn it upside down and you add your sequins. Now, I know some people that add powder around the edges so that the sequins don't get stuck on the sides, but for this, I don't really care. It can get stuck on the sides. And then you add the backing to it, and then you can glue it down onto your page. So, then I thought as I got all this done, I thought, "Oh, wait, I wanted to add something else." So, let me kinda put it down, and it's like and then I'll have this grand idea 'cause it oh, I guess I already put it on there. There is a puffy sticker. It says, "There's no place like home," and I it was a little tricky trying to get it lined up perfectly, but it is close enough. And then I took all the backing off of the mounting tape or, um, what I had put on the back of that striped paper and just applied it down. And I go through what few little embellishments I have. Yeah, and just try to figure out what to use. So the blue stays right there in the bottom, left-hand corner. And then I actually do use some rainbow. So, that set whatever that is over the bottom of where the car is, I don't think that one stays because I end up putting one that says, "Here's the story." So I've used a lot of scraps that I had left over, and those were actually I had put them in my embellishment, whenever I had played with this kit last year. And I'm glad I did, that they really came in handy. I love this wood grain. That is some of my favorite paper, and I am saving every little slice of that paper that I can. I absolutely love it. And I'm looking and looking. I'm not really finding a lot. So that's a little green tag, and it's gonna go on top of that little rainbow, oh, chevron paper. Oh, this is where I switch it out. So that's where it's gonna say, "Here's the story," and nothing else seems to go. I do pull out the puffy stickers, and there's not a lot of those left, so I get the stars out, and I use, an orange and a green and a light blue and a red. There's not a lot. And, this page, in my opinion, really didn't need a lot of embellishments because the shaker element is a lot by itself. I wanna keep the shaker the star of the page. So now I'm going to go ahead and put down all my photos, and there is going to be some journaling. I guess you should mention a little bit about the photos. This is when my daughter packed up her car and she moved up to Michigan at the beginning of last month. And I was amazed of how much she can get in her little Honda Element. So she got something to put some things on the roof, and then she just filled her car up to the max. I was so surprised, and had a stack full of blankets for her little puppy dog, Bailey, to lay on in the front seat. And I have some, I've already done some layouts of that because she was like the little princess. So the journaling just is real sweet. It's just talks about the day that she left, and that, it's just pretty much what it is. Um, how she packed up her car to move to Michigan, to help take care of a family member. And so she's going to start a new chapter in her life, which is exciting for her. Sad for me, exciting for her. You know how it is. And then around the edge, just well, right now I'm going to just do the stripe paper. I'm going to outline that, but I end up outlining the the background paper as well. And it helps draw everything in towards the middle. It makes it very cohesive. If you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love to have you, and leave a comment if you like. Okay, you guys have a great day. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.